Hi, Jenna. Thanks for
Hi,
meeting with
Tanya.
me. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to meet with you to talk to you about the course I made, Reclaim Your Body, Transform Your Mind, and just get a little bit of feedback on how that went for you, what brought you to the course. My son's going to interrupt.
Something like that brought me to the course.
I guess we'll start with that. Like when you saw the course name, the description, things like that, um, what what brought you to joining, I guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, the name is really interesting to me because as I've spent some time over the last years trying to kind of manage my mind and be more patient and all of these things, like a lot of the things that help me are physical, going for a walk, having a stretch, those type of things help me clear my mind. And so that connection made a lot of sense to me right away. And it also just sort of, I mean, I'm kind of joking about the noise there, but I'm kind of not, because at the time that I was invited into the program, I had just had 2 or 3 days of my kids being bonkers and me yelling and like feeling like I was losing my mind. And I was like, okay, well, this kind of feels like something else that I would have to do. And I don't know if I want to set the time aside, but also like, look what's happening here right now. Maybe this is like a gift from the universe saying like, do this thing for yourself and, maybe it will help. And it's been wonderful. It's been more helpful than I even thought, I think, at the beginning.
That's kind of where the process of making it. I've always been an overthinker, like all my life, like living up here, and a lot of the body, the sensory processing, time outside, yoga, massage, and all the things that bring me back to my body have really helped me to keep that kind of calm. I mean, I'm not always calm. I'm definitely not. My kids will say not. My husband will say not. But those are the things, coming back to my body is what keeps me grounded and centered. And so all the activities I put in there. Popsicle by myself from the stool. He got a popsicle by himself from the stool. Okay.
Awesome.
I guess we'll have that. But yeah, and then something you said about, just not overthinking joining is like, how can we tap in, like, really, okay, my thinking brain's telling me this is not going to work, but then I feel, well, something's nudging me. So really being able to tap in again to our body, if we can be in tune with that. That's really where the premise of the course came from. So you really described that really well. So, does anything stand out for you? Like some favorite parts that helped you reclaim your body, get back to the body?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first week where we were focused on mindfulness, it sort of like jump started me almost. And our days are busy. My kids are 8 and 5. They've been home full time. And so being this, another reason that I decided to do the program was because it felt like there was something for me to be accountable to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I made a point, like each evening, I'm going to do one of the activities. And so that turned into a really nice sort of routine. It was not the same every night, but I would put my kids to bed, maybe do a little journal, and then do whatever the exercise was for that day. And so, pretty much all of the mindfulness ones are really just about slowing down. And so I found myself in the evenings, and this has carried through the last few weeks, just moving more slowly, not trying to rush around and do one more thing, one more thing, one more thing, and like actually kind of holding the time for myself. So, I mean, big picture, that has been a huge help.
Yeah,
I made some.
the um, activities that I put in there, we think of mindfulness as like, I got to sit on a yoga mat and meditate like for 20 minutes. And I love how you said that. Like, they're just little activities to keep you more present and aware. And when we have kids, it's like, I can't start a meditation practice right now in my life. So, um, yeah, that was really the whole premise of like, how do we be mindful in our everyday life? Because that's what mindfulness is. So, yeah, glad that first week to kind of set the stage for the rest of it.
Hmm. Yeah, and I found it to be really adaptable too. Like when I go for a walk, I really like to listen to some music or a podcast or something, but
Mhm.
introducing the idea of the mindful walk, I could do that. And then for the last 5 or 10 minutes, I could turn off my headphones and just like focus on what was around me and sort of end on that really calm note before I went back home to whatever chaos might be awaiting
Yeah.
me. So that was really nice. Um, yeah, I wrote down a couple other things that I really enjoyed. Um, The future self meditation was actually really powerful for me. It was really interesting and kind of unexpected.
Oh,
Um,
you'll
so
have to
that was
type it
one
in
that I
the
really
comment.
liked. What?
I think you'll have to go in and type it in the discussion there so I can
I
read about it.
should.
'Cause,
Yeah.
those meditations sometimes bring out just things you weren't expecting. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It was really interesting. Um, and I just really, I mean, a lot of the yoga ones I like to stretch. Like I like to watch TV in the evening, but I'm usually on the floor while I do it. And so, like doing the hip openers and the other thing, like even though they're grouped into topics, they all are kind of intertwined, like
Hmm.
the exercises that may have been for self-love also really help me wind down for sleep. And, like they all kind of go together. Um,
Yeah.
so I
So
really liked that.
I didn't explain in this video. The 4 weeks are the mindfulness and awareness, breathing practices, then self love, sleep, and unlocking creativity and purpose. And like you said, the accountability piece is nice to have those weeks so you can focus and um, and set goals for yourself. But like you said, you're going to use them throughout whenever you need them. Come back to them. So the 4 weeks is really for the accountability piece, and then how do I intertwine these into my daily living? Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
And that's the
Um,
thing about it being like a program too, is that not everything that was in there was new. Some of it was things I had done before, but being prompted to practice those things and try them again, like it's hard for us a lot of times, I think, to remember in the middle of the day, oh, I know this tool that can help me. But
yeah,
the more you practice and they come from different places, then it gets a little bit easier to remember some of the ones
yeah,
that you like the most.
yeah. Intention setting. Um, I have to do it in my planner. Like my intention is to be more present with my kids this week. Like you have to always remind yourself over and over, and it's like a muscle, building a muscle. Because, like you said, you may have seen it before, but until you practice it again, it's like building on top of building on top of building. So, um, yeah, I'm constantly doing these kind of things too, these programs and flexing those muscles. So, what would you tell another mom that's thinking about doing something like this, but they're like, I can't really spend money on myself, or I don't have time to do that, like 4 weeks of self development? I don't have time for that.
Mhm.
What would you tell someone?
I would say to look at it as a gift to yourself. And I know that's hard, especially for moms to want to like give something to yourself because we're giving to other people all the time. But it really was like, I felt that this sounds like really woo woo, but like I felt like it came at just the right time when I really needed it. And so if that's what you're feeling, then maybe it is also what you need, and it's a we all know that we have to set time aside for ourselves. We're supposed to take care of ourselves, but like it gets pushed down the list, down the list. And I don't know, this just encouraged me to carve out that time a little more intentionally. And I hope that I'll kind of hold that even once, these weeks are done. But the exercises are not long. There are some that are 5 minutes. There are some that are 15 or 20. I think the longest ones, other than the calls, the longest ones are 20 minutes. And so, we all have 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whether it's, during nap time or after the kids are in bed or something. And I don't know, it's kind of surprising how it can like reset you, sort of. So,
Yeah, thank you. I know, like you said, you have a running practice, but until you shift the mindset a bit and like um just someone, there's that accountability and a different intention setting, um you get into these patterns of, well, I'm taking care of myself, but you may not be pushing yourself to the next like level of taking care of yourself. So I love that, giving yourself a gift. um, and then if you really can't get past that part, it's like you have given your family a gift as well by doing this.
yeah.
So yeah, we're always trying to please other people, and yeah, we're last on the list. So taking care of ourselves also takes care of our family.
Yeah. And the more I have practiced mindfulness techniques and stuff, it's a work in progress for sure, but like it makes me way more patient. It makes me more present with my kids, but it also makes me more patient. And so that is a gift to them 100% too.
Definitely. And like I've been saying, it's like building a muscle, because there is research about how it changes your brain the more you practice it, and then you're like building these new pathways, so it's easier as you practice. So, and then somehow your kids will kind of absorb this this energy, this presence and mindfulness. He dropped his popsicle, so he's on a second one now. Thank you so much, Jenna. Was there
Thank
anything else?
you.
I don't think there was anything else, but
I think that's it.
I'm
Yeah,
so glad you joined.
me too.
I'm gonna say goodbye.
Bye. Thanks.